Welcome. This evening's meditation practice format will run about 15 to 20 minutes with an introduction to practice instructions. And then within that, we'll have a 10-minute eyes open, silent sit or practice together. And finally, I'll provide some takeaways, some tips in a lunchbox, if you will, to help you cultivate your personal practice. My name is Ron Zima. I've been practicing different forms of meditation for about 12 years now. Um, and earlier this year, I received my 100-hour mindfulness meditation teacher training certification from Dharma Moon, Tibet House, US. So let's focus on mindfulness meditation itself, which has become secularized here in Western culture, though it originates from the 2,600-year-old Eastern Buddhist tradition. And mindfulness can be described as learning to bring our attention to the present moment and seeing what happens, seeing what comes up without judgment or bias. And we do this with this technique by focusing on our natural breathing cycle, however that might manifest each of us, for each of us individually. This technique in Sanskrit is called shamatha, or calm abiding. And it's a technique that develops our mind's ability over time and with practice, the mind's ability to slow down and concentrate and develop a peaceful state of mind. Now, why should we care about meditating in the first place? Well, I like what Joseph Goldstein, a revered pioneer of bringing mindfulness meditation from the East over here to the West, and someone who is a close associate of Ram Dass. I like what Joseph had to say in answer to the question, why meditate? And he recalled the very first time that he had traveled to India in the 1970s, where he met his first meditation teacher in Bodh Gaya, India, where the Buddha was enlightened. And his teacher said, if you want to understand your mind, sit down and observe it, which is what we're about to do with this 2,600-year-old technique together this evening. Furthermore, here's what's on the menu as we over time develop a personal meditation practice, such as strength of mind. In other words, less monkey mind type nature, less fidgetiness. Stability of mind is another cultivated outcome of the ability to be more tranquil, or equanimous is the word that's often used, even in the face of life's challenges, as there are so many today. Clarity of mind or insight is what it's often reported as a benefit, the ability to step back from our thoughts and see, not just to be lost in thought, but see where we are with our thoughts relative to real life experiences, right in the midst of them. And folks with a regular practice report that they're often less reactive and able to be more responsive in everyday life. Personally, I've been able to create more spaciousness between my thoughts and how I respond. And with regular practice, I'm also reducing stress, improving sleep, among other things. So this evening, we'll be learning to bring our attention to the here and now and simply seeing what arises in our minds with our thoughts, feelings, emotions. They'll all be considered part of the same thing that's going on, same um, phenomena arising. And we'll take a look at what's going on there without any bias or judgment. We want to really be compassionate towards ourselves and gentle with ourselves. Okay? Now, there's three basic elements to this practice. Number one, taking our seats. Number two, placing our attention on our breathing. No special technique there. It's the sensation of our breath. And number three, noticing that when we're lost in thought, which will most assuredly happen, we'll label our thoughts as thinking, and then placing our attention coming back to our breath. That's the nut of the practice right there. Noticing that we're lost in thought and then coming back to our breath time and time again. And as we develop that habit, which sounds simple, but it's not easy, which is why it requires practice. As we do that, that will start to bear the fruit of the benefits that I talked about earlier over time for many people. So let's set the stage for this evening's practice. I'll lead a 10-minute sit with more of a set of instructions, and then we'll see how it goes. I'll ring the tingsha bell, and I'll have that will signify the beginning of the actual 10-minute silent eyes open practice, and then I'll ring us out as well. But first off, more of the instruction. So let's begin by taking our meditation seat, which many of us are in right now. However, it's not just in a chair. We could be cross-legged on the floor, seated on a cushion. We might choose to be kneeling on a small bench or using blocks. And typically for myself, it's upright in a chair. Now, in all of these postures, we want to ensure that our heads, our torsos, and shoulders are upright and relaxed with a soft, open front and lengthened back. We want to aim to be balanced. We want to be between relaxed and not too stiff, not too tight, not too loose, but alert. And our eyes would be softly open. Somewhere cast on the floor in front of you, somewhere between 4 and 6 feet up. You'll take a moment to settle, noticing how you feel. And always feel free to adjust as required if there's any tension in your posture. Remember, the flavor of this is gentleness and compassion towards yourself, ourselves. Okay, that's the posture. The second element is our breath. And now that we're settled, gently placing your attention on your natural breathing. You may take one or two deep breaths in and out just to familiar, refamiliarize yourself with the sensation of that full cycle. Otherwise, there's just no special technique, just feeling the breath in and out. Could be through the tip of your nose, could be through the rising and falling of your abdomen. And it may change during the course of the 10-minute sit. That's quite all right. So that's the breath. Now, regarding our thoughts, the third element, noticing when our minds are lost in thought, label our thoughts as thinking silently to ourselves, and then placing our attention back on the breath. And that's the equivalent of the bicep curl. And if this was uh, the mindfulness gym for our minds, that would be the equivalent of the bicep curl. To build that mindfulness muscle is, oh, I'm thinking, and then coming back to the breath time and time again. All right, we're set. And I'll bring us in with the Tingsha bell. And then at the end of 10 minutes, you'll hear the bell once again. Namaste. Welcome back. Typically, there would be a question and answer period right now, but we'll forego that for the time being because of the nature of this recorded session. Now, let's talk about cultivating your own practice should you be interested to carry this on further in your own time, which I highly recommend. Number one, I would say that the thing that has helped me the most has been scheduling my practice. Number two is being realistic. Once we understand, the nature of our calendars and what's realistic, um, then we can really be realistic with what sort of time we can allow for practice on a regular basis. So 10 to 15 minutes daily would be beneficial. Start seeing in a lot of cases for many, many people, I can't say this for everybody, but this 2,600-year-old practice has served well over the millennia for many, many folks around the world. And so if you had the ability to sit down for 10 minutes, 15 minutes daily, Monday through Friday, and then say taking the weekends off, that's being realistic. Realistic really means getting started. Number three, be regular. So without a day in, day out practice, the odds of forming a habit are going to be quite low. And of course, you won't be able to see the fruit of your practice without a practice. So number four, begin again and again. It's like coming back to your breath. Just start again and don't be hard on yourself. Just be kind and compassionate always to oneself. Number five, something we're experiencing, finding a community, because meditating in a group can be highly motivational and also developing social connection with like-minded folks. And then also working one-on-one with a qualified teacher within a group. I know that helped me significantly over the past year. So working one-on-one with a coach can keep you on track with a structure and to help build momentum. Educational recommendation. I can't say enough about Joseph Goldstein, who in an indirect way through the Be Here Now network, through the Love, Serve, Remember Foundation and Ram Dass's legacy, continues to teach me, in addition to regular practice. Joseph's Insight Hour is available at no cost on the Be Here Now network, although, hey, by all means, make a donation should you be compelled. And if you're interested, for the next number of Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Atlantic, Halifax time, I'm holding group sessions online at no cost on Zoom, and it'll be an hour-long format each Wednesday. So that'll include instruction, a 15-minute sit, and a Q&A at the end with group participants. And watch for the sign-up sheet to participate. In the meantime, thanks for watching and participating, and namaste. Thank you for your practice.